So I have a friend that's interested in getting into S-scale, and it's been kind of a fun process, entering into conversations with someone that really doesn't know anything about trains, specifically American Flyer trains. And so that's also made me start thinking about, so how are some ways to communicate to someone that really doesn't have any experience with American Flyer? How do you begin to talk about, what kind of equipment do you want? What do you want your layout to look like? And more specifically, how do I know how to put together some things for him that's going to bring him the most enjoyment? And as we had several conversations, it kind of dawned on me that really American Flyer did a brilliant job of putting all this together. In fact, their sets always came with one of these booklets, and there's different types of fronts to these booklets, but they all contain a lot of the similar information. They talk about, just basics. How do you wire things up? And one of the specific things that was helpful in the conversation I had with my friends are these schematics for layouts. Because I could point to these and say, what do you think about this? And as we talked, we were able to narrow down a layout that he thought he'd enjoy. And so then I can specifically go to my stock and pick out whatever switches and crossovers, you name it, that will help him achieve his goal and put that all together for him so that now he has everything he needs to get started. So my friend decided to go with this number 5 track plan here. As you can see, it's got a 90-degree crossover. It needs 2 switches. It's got some operational interest. Potentially, you could have 2 different trains not operating at the same time, but you could have one on a siding and the other one operating. So there's some future expansion possibilities. And because this has listed in it what parts are needed, I was able to, again, go through my stock, and the 2 half-inch curves or half-section curves are something that I had to take a curved section and cut that in half. So there's some pieces like that maybe are less common. But this way, my friend will have everything he needs to get going. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just share some of this thinking with the rest of you, as you may find yourselves in a situation where you have the option of sharing Flyer with someone else and have some tools to get started. So specifically, what I want to talk about with you is using this instruction booklet, but then also, in addition to putting together the Flyer things, here's some other things I would recommend. Okay, for starters, one of the things that I want to recommend to anyone getting started in Flyer is some sort of an engine that's going to be pretty reliable, pretty simple to use, and pretty robust. And for me, I think because I love the smoke and the chuff that comes with Flyer, to me it's a no-brainer. It's got to be a 302. So I have here a good 302. It's got the cast shell, it's got the tin metal tender, and I've changed over the coupler at the back to be from the link to a knuckle. Again, I'm thinking about introducing someone to Flyer, and so I think probably the knuckle is the way to go for something like that. Another thing that I want to do is I want to try to equip them with an accessory or two that will be fun, kind of engage their imagination, and hopefully say, hey, this was so great, what else is there? So along those lines, I have a mailbag car. This is an action car, and it comes with a couple mailbags and the stand. It's real simple to hook up. It's really fun to see those mailbags go flying. And so, hey, that makes a lot of sense. So he's going to get this. He's going to get the Atlantic. He'll get a freight car or two and a caboose. And then on the maintenance side of things, I'll actually bring him over here and I'll kind of walk through some of the things that he should know about his equipment. And I'm going to include a can of CRC 226. Those of you that have been following my channel have seen the videos where I did some experiments a little over a year ago on doing track cleaning with this stuff, and to me it's a no-brainer. I can't figure out why anyone would not want to use this to keep their track maintenance, their wheels maintenance on cars. It just makes all the sense in the world. So he's going to get a brand new can of this stuff, and then of course, because he's got a smoking engine, I'm going to give him a brand new bottle of smoke fluid, because again, the smoke and the chuff are one of the best things about Flyer steam engines, in my opinion, and so why not, you know? The other thing too is, I don't know if you noticed this, but this is an early 302, and so it's got the more ornate valve gear. Again, that's not something that has to be done, but I happen to have one of these around, and I thought, you know, this is a nice engine. I really want my friend to have a good experience, and so I'm going to give him some good stuff to start with. So there are a couple things to think about if you're getting someone started in Flyer, and of course there'll be a transformer. We'll look at how to wire that up, and I want this basic set to have enough fun stuff in it that kind of whets the appetite for more, because as you and I know, Flyer did a great job with accessories, so let's keep people interested without overwhelming them.